Today we'll be looking at some of my favorite 1/6 scale miniatures, the ceramic ones that I've thrifted over the years. So it's kind of a thrift haul. We're also going to see what we don't like, what we do like, what we need to get rid of. There's too much. There's bins and bins of it. Big bins with oversized ones, small bins that are slightly organized, but I don't know. I might have to, figure out what is good, what's to keep. Right here, what you're seeing are totally my favorite ones because they are in the diorama right now. I just pulled them for this video, but I think I have to put them back. You can see why they are. I mean, this one's beautiful. They all go together, and that is why I've got some fake plant in this nautical bucket kind of thing. I love that one. I guess I do have to put those away for now because we need space to look through the ones that I have. My silica gel beads with a little wooden scoop in this old-fashioned bowl. You can see that is my aesthetic. That is what I love. I guess ceramic pieces aren't always, made of china or glass. Sometimes there's wooden pieces that work out really well. My lily vase is pretty awesome. And then this milk or water jug looks so good. And then a little plate I got from Temu. Actually, that's not thrifted at all. All of these things will be thrifted, I guess. Pretty much everything. Sometimes there's some blue on these things. A lot of them are like made in China and Asian inspired. I don't know. In the turn of the century, there was a lot of cobalt being put on china, so maybe I don't like it. But sometimes I just turn that around to have a nice little porcelain bowl. I'm into the white pure clean, and then I guess glass counts. We will be looking at some glass things today, but not all of the glass things. But yeah, I do have my glass bucket. We won't be going through this, but all of the jars and stuff, you can get those at the dollar store, and they come in different shapes and sizes. I do like to fill them with different silica gels and plant matter. There's some clothespins just to look like grains and things that you'd have. I still have not put together a kitchen. I think there's some other stuff here too. I do tend to use all of the little wooden vases and jugs and barrels all the time because I love them so much. Even this sometimes works. I don't know what it looks like. Maybe a small bathtub for a baby or something, but I just like a white piece of porcelain in real life. I've shown that many times before. Honey scoops, whatever you call these, honey gatherers, honey dispensers. I like to use it as a butter churn in buckets. Sometimes I do that. I do have one of those set up in the diorama. It just looks like it belongs in the pioneer days, little miniature buckets. But we are here to talk about the ceramics. So look at those little limes or lemons or grapefruits in there. Just something I found at the store. Okay, so we do have to go through all of these things. I think this bucket, because it's in one of these segmented containers, I think I've distinguished that these are some of my favorite and that I want to keep. I know that this is a newer piece that I've added. These mugs are collectible. I guess it's on an East Coast thing, I think maybe, or maybe it is a British thing, but it's very common to see these kind of mugs. To find them in this scale was amazing. It was quite a good find. You can see that they look good on the shelf. Royal Dalton. Wait, is that what you call this kind of figurine? My grandparents and people born around the turn of the century, the early 1900s, the late 1800s, would tend to collect these in, I'd say, the 70s, the 80s, but even before that. And these ladies are in... Whoa! I'm sorry about that. I should be using a microphone, I guess, for things like that. Sorry for anyone who's using headphones. These ones are in good shape. I was going to say maybe they're not broken. I can't believe I found these in a bag at a thrift store. But, I mean, of course, they would look good on a shelf, and they are very antique-y. They are, period pieces, which I like. Now these turkey platters, they definitely have potential. I should have a table in here, I guess. This little stool to show you the scale. I think we do have to keep in the scale. Oh, look, I've got Barbie in some kind of peach outfit. Look at her head to toe peach. Let's just put her. Let's just stand her over in the corner. Usually I'm more prepared than this. She dropped her purse. There we go. Barbie, can you stand, please, for us? Please? I think her skirt's too tight to fit. Do I see a chip in this? Oh, that's definitely going. How come I never noticed that before? Maybe, because it's more of a defect than a chip. Anyway, I don't think I'm ever going to use a turkey platter. And blue, I don't like to have blue in my home in general. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I love a blue sky. I love a blue ocean. But I don't know. Anyway, I do have it in rose gold, which maybe it's a sign. That's why Barbie's here today, to show off this one. But, I mean, I couldn't pass these up. Little glass, like turkey platters. The bowl definitely would work and is to scale. Again, I have to think about it. I always have to think about it. The blue one actually can go, especially because I do realize that it has some holes in it. I'm not sure if it was chipped or broken, and then I don't even have a box ready to... All right, calm myself down. All right, so I have more of these bowls. I had a whole set of these, so those are cool. They're the ones with the blue design on them. I guess that is the best I'm going to see. I would prefer if it didn't have the blue on them. It seems I only have 3 of those. Maybe that's the problem, because there's only 2 there. Is one of them chipped? I mean, you can't always really tell if something's chipped. Any of those are nice. And then I kind of like these too. And they're done in they're done in blue. One of them has a chip, sadly, but it's kind of antique-y and tasteful. So those are kind of nice too. I mean, if all of the dishes are just blue, we really have to do a kitchen. It's very important that we do a kitchen. Got a matching teapot. It looks like that is quite a good scale, which is uncommon. When you find these little teapots, they usually are a little bit off. But I mean, teapots come in different sizes, but this one definitely works. They don't always work. There's just something off about them. I guess this is supposed to be a mug or a teacup to drink green tea out of, probably, because it is, again, a Chinese teacup. But I guess it works more as a small bowl. See, that's an example where it's a little bit off. This is way too big as a teacup for this teapot. So that's just how miniatures are made. Sometimes the scale isn't right. Okay, now this, I personally collect turn-of-the-century pottery that looks like this, and this looks very much like that. Now this one, the detail is a little muted. This is a little cartoonized. You can see it's kind of melted together. But I have a few different ones of these, and some of them translate a little bit better. Like here's a jug. Now if that's a creamer, that's no good. But if it's a big water basin, which definitely is a thing. I mean, these are my colors, so I definitely should appreciate those and like those. I don't understand what this set is. Again, I think I probably found it in a little bag at Value Village. The crock pot or just the pot, that translates pretty well. I like that. It's a good size. And then we have a smaller kettle. I guess that's why this is where I get confused, because this is a pretty nice teapot. But then what's with the large kettle? I guess an old-fashioned kettle would be that big. We do have to make this old-fashioned. I guess this is the teapot and this is the kettle. And it does make sense. It didn't make sense to me before that we had 2 teapots. But this is the one to put on the stove. This is the one to have on the table. And it is a good size. And this is a good size for an old-fashioned kettle. They were large. I need a good potbelly stove. Actually, I don't want a potbelly stove. I want something a bit bigger. I have one. It's a bit small, but it definitely can work as a small potbelly stove. And I was very happy to find that I am still on the look for a 1/6 scale wrought iron, cast iron stove. But that one's pretty sweet too. Not a ceramic, but a thrifted chunk of metal. Okay, this stuff I think I can get rid of. You would think that this was my style. Now I know a lot of you are grandmothers out there, so I think that you might appreciate this a little bit more than I do. I wonder if that is. This is. Yeah, there's just something a little bit off. I think this is too reproduction for me. It's not. It's not rudimentary. It's not enough with the roses and stuff on it like it should be. It's the right color. It's bone china, and it like definitely matches my aesthetic. I know I used some of the plates for planters. I think that I'm using them right now as what do you call those things that you put on the bottom of a saucer for the bottom of a pot so that the water doesn't leak out? Yeah, I think those have to go. I don't know. I mean, first of all, this scale is ridiculous. So the teapot isn't working. But some of the other things do work, like the sugar bowl. And I mean, I guess I don't have to keep the whole set. That's part of my problems. Some of them translate a little better. Like definitely the sugar dish can't be used as a sugar dish. But it does look pretty nice. I don't know. It's not sparking joy, and that's what I have to do in real life. That's what I have to do. And then the creamer can be used as a bigger gravy. You know what? I'm just going to get rid of it, so I'm not even going to try to fit in. The scale is off. See, I am very, very particular about my scale. The good thing about little figurines and little miniatures is that they can always be in scale, especially when you find little ones, because they work out really well. So I have this elephant, and the irony is I have this mouse. I'm pretty sure I did not find these together, but they kind of seem like they go together. You know, a mouse and an elephant. It's kind of a cliche. Oh, can we not break anything today? His little ear could fall off. Okay. We have to start putting things away again, too. And then I also have this owl set, which I found together. I love those. I think this should be a good segue for Wade Whimsies. Okay, I'm going to have to put these things back in here, though, because we're running out of space as it is. This little mouse. Cute. Oh, 3 blind mice, which is pretty awesome to have this collection as well. But I definitely have to segue to Wade Whimsies, even though we're not going to be looking at all those today, but in a separate video. And I have made another video about one of the collections of the Wade Whimsies. But can I show you these mice first before we move on? Really cute. I think they're supposed to be 3 blind mice. They would look so good up on a shelf. They're antique-y, but they're adorable. They're cute. They definitely have to stay. I love them. I love those owls I showed you. I do have these mugs that I found that are real porcelain. They do have people's names on them. Mike. Again, I don't really like that when you have a miniature, I don't like that you have to turn it around for it to look good, but I don't want it to say Mike on it. Is the scale off? There are different sizes of mugs. It is a little small, but I mean, it's a cappuccino mug. So it definitely works because in real life there are small ones. Yeah, it definitely looks like a little cappuccino mug. This one says Pam on it. Maybe this was something you could order and you could find the ones with your name on it so you could put it in the house. Pam and Pamela. That's kind of interesting. And Mike. Maybe somebody named their daughter after themselves. Alright, so... And just 3 of those mugs. Can you keep those? Surprisingly, there's something about this teapot that is too good to not love. So I do love that. I like these. I think that they look like the right time period. The paint is done in a nice way, so those have potential. These I love, I guess. I have to, yeah, those ones are definitely keepers. I don't know what segments I've had these in. These porcelain beauties, they're staying for sure. I'm just gonna bite the bullet and say no to this, as much as, yeah, I got to get rid of something. And it is nice. I mean, it does look like a good turkey. It's nice. It's like really nice, but well, maybe I'll keep the pink one and get rid of the blue one. Maybe that. These I'm getting rid of. I decided to get rid. As nice as these are, and I know that a lot of you out there are probably coveting these things. They're just not. They're not good enough for me. That looks ridiculous. However, some people feel really good about just putting something on a shelf, and it does look fine sitting up there on the back of the shelf in the background, and the scale's not important. But to me, I really want to be able to move things around. Like, she can't hold this giant pot, and I mean, I guess it's possible that there is a teapot that's this large, but the color and the time period that it's supposed to be is what it has going for it. But it's, yeah, I can't. There's chips in it too, and it's not good enough for me. Which I have to get rid of things wherever I can. What else? Okay, now we have some big buckets. I don't know if this was all the small stuff. I don't know if this was all the best stuff. But there's also this. Okay, so this isn't the one that I showed you last week, but some of the stuff I put in here, that when I was organizing it, I don't even know if it was last week. I do have some native artifacts, which I think are awesome. Canadiana, I would like to incorporate those into my space. I can't believe I have to clean all this stuff up afterwards. So I do like these small totems that I find every once in a while. They look really nice, and I do have that matching birch bark canoe that would be great to put with those. Do I have any other? No, but I also have some Indian inspired ones, so that's really good too. So like a Buddha, and then a nice little meditation house, kind of, the Asian side of the world. These are a very good scale and very nice pieces to have. So they were great finds. Of course, I've collected those throughout the years. This thing. So, okay. There are aspects of, I used to be really into, like, Asian minimalism. I mean, I shouldn't be showing this when I'm talking about Asian minimalism, but the whole Mexican or African stuff, I think it's a little busy for me. So as much as these are, do I do an African room? And then I really could do that. I have all of the elements. Maybe I should say that I will do, like, we have to find out when Africa month is, which we just passed by, and then maybe there's a Mexico month. Right now we are in AAPI month, so I should be doing an Asian inspired room. Maybe that's what we'll do, but we can do it all the time. Some of these, this is a beautiful crock that would be really cool. Look at the details on it. It's cool, but it's not too big. It's not too small. It's a nice scale. So I might have to do, there's no special time, there's no month. We can always celebrate Africa and Mexico and all of these great cultures that make up the things that we love. Again, another more South American, Mexican kind of inspired planter. I'm not really into those so much. Yeah, I think I do want to focus more on the things that I really love. Again, this is really nice, and I see people make dioramas, and they would love to have something like this, and it's nice, but in real life, if I had something this size, I wouldn't like it either. So maybe that's the draw. Okay, and then sometimes I have things like this, which are so me, and I really like this, I guess, because it's a cross between 1970s and mid-century modern and turn of the century. It does encompass little elements of all those things. It has chips in it, though, so that's upsetting. I think it matches something. Oh, yeah. This is probably some kind of incense burner. They put the holes in it. You put a handle on it, it starts to look a little more Mexican. I guess I don't have to keep whole sets. That's the thing. And there's this piece. And, okay. We have pieces that I would rather use. Like if I'm going to have a pitcher, this is a much better size. This one is more for on the ground to put flowers in, and or just a pot. Yeah, okay, none of these more African or Mexican ones are sparking joy. And if I have to choose what to keep and what to get rid of, I am going to go for the white porcelain stuff that looks guaranteed like it was more Elizabethan, turn of the century. I do have this one that looks a little more childish. It's yellow. I could part with that too. Look at me go. Look at me minimize. I might have to just do themed rooms. Instead of saving these ceramics, these heavy pieces that are breakable, I might have to use fabrications, materials, and pillows and blankets to make a themed room and not go with the pots. Anyway, I might have to part with these. Somebody would be very happy to have these. Some of you are probably screaming at me right now saying, oh, I want that so badly. I want that so badly. Now here's something that is more my style. It does look like it is from a Victorian castle. And I have two of them. I believe one of them has a chip on it somewhere, which once I find a chip on something, it starts to upset me, and I want everything to be perfect, but I mean, you don't even notice it. And it is for a diorama, and it is an antique. I think there is a tiny chip on this one, but I like things like this at the front of the doorways. This is definitely more my style. It's got the Greek inspired. It just looks like castle stuff, and that is definitely more my style. These would look so good sitting on with plants in them on two sides of the door, or even without plants in them. They look so good. Yeah, okay, those I love, and they should be in my diorama right now as we speak. No, it was only my best stuff. I just dropped my best bucket, and I can see that some of the stuff is broken. We'll have to... That is not cool. Oh no. I see lots of smashed stuff. Whoa. Okay, that's really upsetting. How did I do that? I don't even know where that was. Alright. So we just lost all kinds of things. I don't know how I feel about gluing things together. We have these birch bark things, which I don't know how to incorporate them. Oh my goodness, that was oh. Hold on. What broke? Look at this. Look at this broke. She's broken. This owl survived. One of these little cups broke. This one's head broke off too. Wait, was that the same one, or did I already put her? Did I put her back? The three blind mice made it. This broken half. Maybe I will try to glue some of it. Oh, this one broke. Whoa. There's another piece off of that. I can't believe I broke some of my favorite pieces. The ones that I put aside to be the favorite. I guess a lot of it. Where's the other one of these ladies? Did both of their heads break off? Oh. I don't know. I am surprised at what didn't break. If something was going to break, this is a good thing to break, considering I had 3 of those. Maybe I have 2 of those now. The whole blue teapot set survived, and the 3 blind mice survived. I'm really surprised that these owls, they seemed really fragile to me. I'm surprised that I didn't show you the Wade Whimsies that we aren't looking at today. Are both of the, I can't, is this the one that I showed? Where's the other? This is really sad. Maybe sometimes ceramics glue together really, really easily if it's a clean break. The fact that these were in such perfect shape and they had never been broken before, look, she's okay. What a sad day. Just a lesson to be a little more careful. And I have so much. Anyway, these birch bark vases, they look a little bit out of scale. Again, I love the color so much. I love birch trees. I love nature. I can't part with these. Do I need this many of them? Maybe not, but maybe I do. They're just too perfect. I don't know how to use them or what I would use them for, and they're ginormous for like real life, but here we go. And then I have 3 of these. I usually put 2 of these on pillars. Not that much broke. It's not that big of a deal. I am only this one broke, and I do seem to have all of the parts, which it might glue together seamlessly. And I still haven't found her head. That's a sad. Off with her head, right? That is a sad turn of affair, but that might glue together when I find her head. And yeah, that's all. That's really, so it wasn't that bad. So we can all relax, mostly me. But I do like to use these on top of the pillars, especially I have some white ones that are in my diorama and they usually look good. That's kind of clashing right now, but again, that looks nice. Terracotta pots. Are these the smaller ones, or do I do have different sizes of these. I think these are actually the bigger ones that I find a little big, but you know, in real life there are different sized terracotta pots, so that's how that is. This might be a little too large out of scale, but every once in a while something like this can be used like as a sink. And I have done that, and I did want to show you this because I have all of these sinks. Maybe I don't have to save all of these. Maybe I should just save 2 of them, and maybe I did that in this case. Oh yeah. So what I do with sinks is I have, for example, one set up just like this, where I just used one of those Dollar Tree crates and I put feet on it, and I could put plumbing or towels or something in there to make it look authentic, but I'd like an above sink, and then I have the option of having round ones, or which I just use this little Monopoly faucet piece as a faucet, and I put it inside, or a square one, and it can be switched up. And I do have matching ones, so maybe I want to have a matching square sink or a matching round sink. So maybe I will do that and keep, I don't know, just getting rid of 2 of these doesn't seem worth it. I mean, and you know, you just saw an example of how clumsy I am. So I should probably keep all 4. And this is also an optional sink. I could see how that, whoa. How that could work out pretty well as like, I don't know, some kind of sink or change basin, or I don't know. It definitely has potential, and I like it so much. I like it in real life. I would keep this anyway. It must be like a soap dish or something, but it would, I don't know. I think it has potential in a kitchen somehow, and yeah, I like it. Things like this, which I have more of these. I don't know where those are hidden right now. Maybe I showed you most of them last time. This one is more modern, more Scandinavian, I would say. It says it's St. Delphor. I don't know where St. Delphor is, but that looks pretty just on a shelf. And all of these shelves have plate rails built into them. So I love my crate shelves, and that just looks good, even though it is a huge platter in real life. But I see these as artwork and sculpture and plaques, and they always look good. So I do accept those into my scale world. Oh, I also have these, which they came in a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I thought also these could be, and I have used them before in dioramas, as leaf-shaped sinks, and it can actually work, and it doesn't look that weird. I would probably get a faucet and put it outside of the thing in this case because of the curve. Sometimes it works with putting the faucet inside. I mean, it doesn't look wrong doing that. So sometimes I just do that. But that would be just a cool, more plant-themed bathroom. Looks kind of really good. So, I mean, yeah, I had to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I keep all 6 just in case of the accidents? Do I just save 2? For matching sinks? I don't know. Okay, and then we have this bust, which I always save those. This one, I guess, because it was in the thing, it's got some marks on it. Not that that wouldn't be easy to wipe off or paint or something, but of course they look good on the pillars. That is a good scale one. It's a life-size bust, so it is a good one to have. I haven't used this one in dioramas very often, but I mean, if I find a bust at a store, they always look good as decorations, and it is that castle theme that I do love so much. And you can see how that one looks better because it's not a color. As much as I would like this pillar to be white on white, the gold and the white looks really good together because, I mean, underneath the paint is white. Looks better than this. I wonder how this would look on the pillar. You could do that too. Somebody who wants to appreciate native artifacts and bring them into their expensive home. That would be cool. I can accept that. I have another kind of basin. Also could be a giant fruit bowl. It's just another piece of porcelain that works both in my world and this world. I should do something specific with the pieces that are somewhere in between. Maybe I should keep these out on my own personal shelves. Where's that other glass soap dish thing? Yeah. Maybe I should just appreciate these and keep these out in my own life. Let's not drop them on the ground. But maybe I'll do that. And then I can just grab them if I need them. These other things, probably probably soy sauce bowls or something like is what their intention is. But I would, Royal Classics made in China. That's what that one says. This one says nothing on the bottom. I love white porcelain though. Okay, the sinks. Let's put my sinks back together again. And I always have 2 on display on my furniture shelf as reminders that I have a square sink. Is that the kind that I want? Or a round sink? Is that the kind that I want to grab for? Not that I've done a bathroom anytime recently. Decapitated. Unbelievable. Where is she? Poor princess. Will I find her head? I don't know. Will it glue on seamlessly? Sometimes it does. How do I feel about having china that has cracks in it that's been glued together. I don't know. Sometimes I feel okay about it. Sometimes I feel like it adds character and age to it, wabi-sabi kind of thing. Sometimes I feel like it's ruined. Once something is broken, how do you feel about it? Okay. Now, after all of that disaster and everything, we've looked at some really nice pieces. We've broken some nice pieces. I haven't showed you the Wade Whimsies yet. And I just discovered there's a whole other miniature stuff. This stuff, I guess I don't have to show you because I did show you all the last time. This, again, I should like this, but I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty much, I can say I'm going to get rid of those things there. But this thing, actually that would look really nice. As long as I don't put long grass in it. That's what I was doing. And it was starting to look a little too boho. And, check out this piece. I don't know if I showed you all of this the last time in my favorites. My favorite antique haul that I showed you. But I mean, that is a beautiful waterfall statue. Yeah, most of this religious stuff, a couple of these things I told you I was going to get rid of, but then I put back. Those things I've decided to keep. We don't have to go over this stuff again. This is really great stuff. Did I show you these? Oh yeah, I put these African heads on. Look, we do have some African-inspired statues and stuff that I really, really love. Maybe it's just this kind of, this era, this theme that I don't appreciate. Maybe just like in real life, I like the real old stuff, the real, the older, the more historical stuff. So I guess that is more my jam. No matter what the culture is, the older the better, the more rudimentary, the more primitive. That's what I like. However, I do like a piece of glass that is perfect too. So those bowls, I'm definitely happy to have those. And I showed you the barrels, so we've gone through all of this stuff anyway. But there's more. Wait, there's a chip. Oh, that's my hand. There's a chip in one of these pillars, though, which I accept that. That would be easily to cover up with paint or something. Or you just turn it around. And plus, old things like statues, they, have missing hands and noses, and they still look cool, so. And like these, when I bought these, I chose the one, this very, it's like soapstone, it's very porous, and it seems like it could chip easily, but I chose the one that was more banged up when I bought these. They had like 10 of these, I think, at the store. And that one had a chip in the front, and the faces were not as symmetrical. So sometimes I like it has a lot to do with what it's made out of. And because these are made out of stone, I think that works better than. Anyway, I am going to try to glue this together and see how I feel. Maybe this is my least favorite one because I thought it was the one that was most out of scale. Is that possible? Oh yeah, it's a jug. I do have all the pieces. I think it would glue together. No one's gonna know. I don't know. Anyway, there's more. The Wade Whimsies, which I don't know why I keep wanting to show you these, but they're just so cool. They're tea figurines that came in tea boxes. A lot of you might know them. They're very cool, especially if you're in North America. Red Rose Tea did these, and then I have a few themes of them. And I've done one video on my other channel of, I can't remember if it was the animal series or it was the nursery rhyme series. It must have been the animal series. But then I have a couple other series too. This was a newer series that I actually bought on eBay, and it was a circus theme, and I just thought it was so cool. I don't incorporate them in my dioramas enough. But I digress. Look at this mess again. I always end up with a mess. Did you see how beautiful it looked in the beginning? And now we have all kinds of broken things. And okay, So we have this, I guess this is supposed to be a mini little jewelry box. It feels really fragile, very porous china again. I think it's supposed to be a footstool. What would you say? Or a sitting cushion, but it's a miniature for miniature. I guess it could work as a jewelry box. There's something about it that wasn't sparking joy, but I mean it should. It's that whole castle life. It actually, I guess now that I said it as a jewelry box, I said it out loud. Barbie. It could look nice on a vanity. I mean, it's the right color. It's pottery. Yeah. What was I thinking? I said that's not sparking joy. Now that I have it in my hand and putting it in the diorama, that sparks joy. Even though, look at this mess we've got going on here. Again, this one. This is beautiful. I don't know. It must be the colors, but I don't know why. Again, maybe it's a little more, I don't know, Mexican. Why do I always think that a jug is Mexican inspired? But I guess it's because they do make so much pottery. But there's something about the colors of this one, and probably a lot to do with the size and the scale, that makes it a little more acceptable. So yeah, I really like that one. I don't know why it's not in my current diorama, because the colors seem right. So that we got to do. Okay, and then there's more of these. I think I'm going to get rid of these. They're blue. They're nice. We saw shapes like this. Like this one. Weren't these the same shapes? We have matching ones. One is a vase, one has a jug. They would look beautiful in somebody else's diorama, but I guess they're not for me. They're blue. I mean, I love it. I love the glaze on it, the uneven, beautiful, but no. And then I have a few of, here, let's make some space. Because I feel a disaster coming. Do you know what I do with this wall? I clamp it down so it's not moving anywhere, because I know that I would bump this wall constantly and everything would knock down. Barbie, can we just... I should have had Barbie ready. I should have had her in boots so she could stand better. I didn't realize that I was going to need her. But this is the very last thing, and I think I'm just over... Like, in real life... Like, giant vases are like useless. As beautiful as they are. Now these ones are more Asian printed, and it's so funny because I bought them all separately, and some of the ones that go together I bought with the other ones that don't go together, and then they all seem to go together. So I have 3 of these that I don't think I bought at the same time, but they're all, or maybe I did, but they're all a little different. No, I remember I didn't. And then there's these ones that are more my color. So they're like a little bit off-white, more creamy. So I like those ones a bit better. And there's 3 of those. Yeah, I know that I bought these mixed and matched. And I don't know, they must be a thing that go together. But then I have 3 more creamy colored ones, which maybe I should just keep the 3 ones that I like a little bit more. But like I said, I'm kind of, and they're also, look, those ones are more diverse in their shape. So I think I've just answered my question. So I can downsize and let somebody else find these. Maybe I have to put this stuff on Etsy and sell it. The chip stuff, though, why would I want to sell that? And then I have this one, which I don't really like the print on it. Maybe it came with that teapot, and there's just something different about that blue teapot that I like that's different from this. So this one's not sparking the joy. Again, I'm not into the blue, and this one, again, is more rudimentary. So that might be why I don't mind those. Oh, and also the cream color, and also that they're 3 different sizes. So I think I'm going to keep those. There, we did it. We only broke a few things. We destroyed some stuff. Maybe these were too pretty cute for me. Yeah, maybe those were too pretty for me anyway. I don't know. I'm a little upset, a little distraught. I know a little bit more what I like, what I love. I might have to put together a Canadiana box. Maybe that's what I have to do. Or maybe I just have to put and embrace my Canadiana and put up these native artifacts. I'm really into those. I might not be so much. I used to be huge into Asian inspiration, both Indian and Chinese and Japanese. I mean, and that stuff is, I love yoga, and I love all of the Zen, and I love Scandi and Japandi, whatever they call that new movement in fashion design where things are simple, and I love white paper lanterns. But I mean, I guess that's what it's about. It's about choosing what you like and embracing those things. And I am, I guess, more about minimalism. So it is the more minimal African things that I like. So I love this statue so much. These are two of my favorite things. And this more colorful African-inspired thing, not really my jam. I definitely can appreciate it. That's why I bought it. I think this is beautiful, but I don't necessarily want to decorate with it. So I guess that's the thing. And then this, it's just not a look that I want, in my own life, so I don't want to see it in my diorama. As much as it's just baffling to me because this is from the earth. It's beautiful. The colors are perfection. The browns and the greens. Like, how can I not like that? I guess it's the detail. It's a little too busy for me, but it is beautiful, and it definitely would work for someone else. And then there's, like, I talk about how I don't like vases, but this one looks like a birch tree, and it's like in real birch tree scale. What a perfect size branch. It looks like a birch tree was cut off and then it was molded into a ceramic. So at least I know what I like. Sometimes I destroy what I like. Hopefully there's no chips on these. Oh, there's a chip on this blind mouse's ear. I'm going to go look for the things that I've destroyed, glue them back together, and try maybe to glue them back together. Maybe I have to do a video on crazy gluing stuff back together, and will it be good enough? I think I remember one of these that their heads were broken off, and I did glue it back together seamlessly. There's something that I had that I actually did it and it worked. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know your favorites down below. You don't have to have too much sympathy for me. Obviously, I have too much to deal with. That is why I broke some of it, because it's just, there's too much going on. Anyway, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.